and I'm with Patricia, and we've been asked many times how we're losing weight on the HCG diet. So I'm going to show you what my day looks like, and then Patricia will show you what her day looks like. I'm a work from home mom. I do PTA and booster, and my son is a senior in high school. Patricia works a traditional job, so she plans a little different than I do. The first thing I do in the morning is I drink a cup of coffee with my stevia, and about 30 minutes later I take a metabolic 10 to 15 drops, and 10 to 15 drops of my HCG detox. I do it 3 times a day because it's just easier for me to remember: morning, afternoon, and evening. Some people do it a little differently. I drink a lot of water. I like plain water, but I also like to have a little bit of a flavor. Sometimes I need something sweet. So the Stevita is wonderful. I love the orange flavor. I like the lime and the cherry, and I also have some strawberry. It's easy to find online or at your health food store. About mid-morning I get a little bit hungry, so I take an Xenolite. Totally curbs my appetite within a few minutes. Great for energy. I can make it till lunch. Love it. Sometimes I'll even take it twice a day depending on how hungry I am that day, but usually the way I'm eating, not so hungry. For lunch I have either chicken, white meat only. I have steak, or I can have shrimp, crab, or lobster, and I have 3 ounces of that with a vegetable. I eat on a salad plate, so it just makes me look like my plate is full and I'm eating more. With my lunch I always have my supplements. I have a problem remembering to take things, so I take it at the same time every day. My Purity 12 probiotic for my intestinal and colon health, I take twice a day, once for lunch and once in the evening. I take 1 of the Protandem. I take a rain capsule, great for antioxidants. I take 2 Power Teas by Purity 12. That really boosts the metabolism as well. So that's what I do during the day, and then in the afternoon I'll have a fruit. So I either have a half a grapefruit or an apple. That's my choices. And then some people eat Meltdowns or the Grassinis. I'm personally trying to stay off of wheat and gluten, so I eliminate that from my diet. In the afternoon, if I do feel a little sluggish, I have an Evo energy drink. It has 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 fat, and 0 carbs. So that gets me through the afternoon. Then for dinner, I prepare the same proteins, 3 ounces of protein, and I like to have a green vegetable. So I'll either have asparagus or broccoli or spinach, some Brussels sprouts. I always save a fruit for the evening because sometimes my family will have dessert. I'm feeling like I want something sweet. The strawberries are wonderful now. They're in season. You can have 6 strawberries, which is totally satisfying. If they're not in season and they're not as sweet, just throw a little stevia on them. Once in a while, not too often, I'll have a cup of tea before I go to bed, and if I have, to get a little bit more water in. So that's my day, and people have asked me, you know, you're taking supplements and you're eating from health food stores and you're eating, you know, healthy. Doesn't that cost a lot of money? My 1 month of eating healthy, losing weight, gaining my self-confidence again, and being able to help others cost what my other choice would be for 1 week. So I could do takeout food, I could go to fast food restaurants, you know, spaghetti and meatballs, pizza, my sweets. This would cost me in 1 week what that cost me in a month. So what's worth it to you? Fat, unhealthy, more pricey, or healthy? I think the choice is clear. And now I want Patricia to give you a little bit of background of what she's doing.
Hey, our days are a lot different. I get up at 3:30 in the morning because I have to be at work by 5, so that can be, I don't have a lot of time to get ready in the morning. So the very first thing that I do is I take my metabolic 1 and my HCG detox. I start with 6 drops because I take them 6 times a day. So 6 drops, 6 times a day. And I start taking these at 3:30 in the morning. And because I want to have the sustained HCG in my system throughout the day. I start drinking water. About 15 to 30 minutes after I've had my drops, I start drinking water. And while I'm getting dressed and putting my makeup on, blow drying my hair, I will have usually 3 glasses of water. And then when I get to work, a lot of times I'll have a green tea or a peppermint tea with my stevia, and then and I'll continue drinking water. Sometimes I take a gallon of water with me, but most often I just take some bottled water with me. Usually the water and the tea, I'm good till about noon. And then usually about noon, I've been up already 9 hours by that time, so I'm ready to eat. But I try to wait as long as I can in the day and to have food, because I want to make it last throughout the day, because usually I get hungrier later in the day. So around noon, I'll have the same thing. I've already prepared my protein, and I have my fruits and vegetables in the refrigerator, and it makes it a lot easier when you're trying to leave for work at 4:30 in the morning to just reach in and grab that, put that in your lunchbox and go. Then usually about 1 o'clock, maybe 1:30, I'll have a Zenolite in a bottle of water. I won't get that afternoon crash, and it takes about 20 minutes, and then, you know, any cravings that I might have are gone, and I can make it through the afternoon. About 2:30, I have my first fruit. I usually like to eat an orange or an apple in the afternoon, and that takes me all the way through till dinner. We usually have dinner between 6 and 6:30, and my husband will have either steamed asparagus, broccoli, or cabbage. I usually have lettuce and or spinach, fresh spinach, with whatever protein that I'm having. Then later on that night, I go to bed fairly early, but just before I go to bed, I'll have my fruit. And at that time, I sometimes like to have my grapefruit. But all throughout the day and all throughout this time, every time I think about it, I'm down in a glass of water. And before I realize it, I start adding up, and I've already had 128 ounces. About every 4th or 5th day, I do have an Evo energy drink. I don't have them every day, but depending on, you know, how busy it is at work, I sometimes need it in the afternoon or early evening, or even earlier in the day. But if I have a Melba toast or a grissini, I usually have one. You don't eat them with your meal, so I usually have one about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And then, but I try to space out my food so I'm eating something every 2 hours. And that's how I go through my day, and I manage to get in 6 drops 6 times a day. If you have any questions, email us at hcgmeltdown@gmail.com, or check out our blog at hcgmeltdown.blogspot.com. Find us on Facebook. Ask us a question. We'll get back to you really quickly. And that's HCG Meltdown, of course, on Facebook.